Welcome members and supporters to our biggest episode of The Insider for the year. This week we take a look back at our incredible win over the Penrith Panthers in the latest episode of Glory Bound, as well as treating you to an exclusive teaser of episode 2 of our Tales of Reinstatement series. But first things first, let's hear from Mark Ellison and John Sutton in the Playmakers segment, proudly brought to you by Zoom Video Communications.
Hello and welcome once again to the Playmakers, brought to you by our friends at Zoom Video Communications. And once again, who joins me every week, the last person to lift the premiership trophy for the Rabbitohs, our great skipper, John Sutton. How are you, Sutto?
I'm good, Marcus. I'm very good. How are you?
Oh, mate, yeah, just living the dream at the moment, mate. We've been excited by our performance the other night up here, and everyone's calmed down though. We know we've got a job to do now and get forward to next week. But how did you sum up the performance the other night?
I thought it was amazing. I thought, it was a tough game and the boys just kept coming all night. I think they just kept putting the work into the Panthers, and you could see in the final 10 minutes or so they were running out of juice. And, it was just a great performance, all-round performance.
And I've got to put it out there. I mean, everyone said we were gone without Latrell. Obviously, one of the great players in the game. We all know that. But the performance of Blake Taaffe the other night, I don't want to, you can give Blake Taaffe a rap because he's that type of kid that he gets on with life. And what he did on the field the other night was incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think, that first high ball he dropped, you can go either way after that. You can, drop your nuts and have a shocker, but he took it on. After that, he was pretty much perfect. He's setting up Jackson in the corner. That was a very good try. It was a 2-on-1, but it's a high-pressure situation. So for him to execute it, perfectly, it was great to see. And obviously, after that, him at the back catching the bombs, getting that penalty a metre out from our line was just big play after big play. So it was awesome to see him, really stand up and take that number 1 jersey and make it his own.
Yeah, and you're right with that 2-on-1 with Brian To'o, but To'o's the state of origin winger, and he's no slouch. He's a very good player, and he just gave that little double pump to hold him up, and then passed it to Jackson. Jackson was great job. He just had to fall over the line. It was perfect for him, But it was a really nice touch from Taaffe, that one. And you spoke about that high ball that he took under enormous pressure in front of the sticks. Crichton, who would be probably 6 inches taller than him, and he jumped higher than him. And the try he set up, they are in such a clutch match. And you can tell us the difference in the high pressure of semi-final football. What a performance. Yeah,
it was a great performance. Obviously, in those games, those opportunities or those plays, if you go the other way, it can be massive turning points. So for us, it was a big turning point for us in our drive towards the next play. And I'm just very happy for Blake the way he's going. He's got 2 more games to go, and he'll get the job done.
He will, mate. Across the park, we had magnificent performances. I thought in the forwards, Big Tommy was magnificent. The amount of when he made an impact when he came on. Jai Arrow made an impact off the bench. They all did their part. Cameron Murray, Jaden Sewer all did what they always do. Junior, Cookie, all of them. I can't mention all of them, but they all played a big part in what they did. But I've got to give a special rap to 2 blokes who I thought were outstanding. One was our skipper. I thought he led from the front. His kicking game was fantastic. He's set up for the try to get Taaffe in the open space. But that kick he did with about 10 minutes to go when we nailed Crichton in the in goal, that was stuff that just win you games and turn games on their head in those positions.
Yeah, Adam's a big game player. He's done it a lot of times before. He's in career best form. He's just playing, lights out footy. Like you said, his kicking game is on point, and his defence this year has been awesome. Especially these last few rounds, he's been really solid. So, just can't wait for him to, just keep pushing the boys around. Just keep doing his job, get the boys doing their job, and we'll just go from there.
Talking about the other guy I wanted to wrap to, another local junior, was Big Stretch. His defence was just, was paramount to what we had to do, because their attack on that side of the field, their left-hand attack is very good, as is ours, but he just nullified what they were doing all night.
Yeah, he was. He was just on top of his game. It's like he, as soon as he grabs a hold of him, they can't get him off. He just sticks to him, and obviously some big tackles on top, or throwing him over the sideline. It was just an amazing performance by Stretch. Jackson come back in the side, and they're working really well together. So, that's that left side attack for the Panthers have really struggled against our right defence. So, obviously we just got to keep working that at training and keep pushing each other. Also, I'd like to mention Benji, his role.
Yes.
We had Cam in the middle, and Cam's got that running game, power game, but he's got a little bit of play in him as well. But Benji, when he came on, he's got all the deception around the middle. He gets all the players looking different ways, and with his deception, hitting short, hitting around the back. So I thought it was a great change up as well. To throw him in there just before half time, and then towards the back end of the game, you bring Cam back on. So it's it's great play from Wayne.
Yeah, it was good. It was. I think his first touch, he looked like he was going out the back. Then they looked at Tommy, and Tommy just got through the line, quick play of the ball. Yeah, it was an excellent game from Benji. There were so many that were good, but and you just mentioned there weren't many much better than the coach either. And he was the man of everything. What Wayne said in both press conferences, before and after the game, to the letter, exactly what happened. And I think the Panthers outsmarted themselves, actually, in the end.
Yeah, I think they bought into what Wayne was saying, but in saying that, Wayne was right with everything he said. Like you said, he's just a genius, and he just knows how to win finals games, and the boys jump on the back, and away we go. Yeah.
And, mate, we've got a lot to look forward to now. I mean, we know what the ultimate prize is, of course, but the boys, being in the team meeting, that they're talking about focusing on every training session now. It's really important to us. They're going to have a nice run in. They won't be getting flogged. They'll be just getting prepared for the performance next week. And that's what's forefront of everyone's mind. And in the words of our lovely song, South Sydney marches on.
One of the great escapes at the Sydney Football Stadium for probably the greatest club ever.
It was a dream come true to come back to the Rabbitohs for the 98-99 season. I got to be coached by the great Craig Coleman, who I played with as well, which was fantastic.
We had a really good, strong captain in Sean Garlick. He was a leader. They all followed him.
Great tackle there by Lester. Now a penalty goes to the Canterbury side. There's drama. It's on. Yeah, Sean Garlick is underneath that.
The big argument from the NRL was, hey, if we put you guys back in the comp, what happens if you fall over halfway through the year?
Playing in 1999 under enormous pressure, but with a great team of boys.
And the big clashes have started already.
So they're just running into each other like two trains.
For South Sydney, number 7.
Have you spoken to many of these guys?
Left foot, getting away. He is brilliant.
We were known for probably having the biggest forward pack in rugby league at the time.
Short pass.
I was feeling fit, fast, strong.
What about this bloke? Playing wing, strong, quick, and a good sword as well.
We were leading the comp, I believe, after 5 rounds.
We're by no means finished, and we've got big things planned for this year.
And the season was going great, and everybody was tipping us to make the finals, I think, for the first time since '89.
Play the game, right? You know what the go is.
Chased now by Darren Lockyer, who can't get him. He's in to score.
We had this opportunity where we could potentially be the ones that save this fantastic, historic foundation club.
What you need to know about our preliminary final clash against the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. Proudly brought to you by whatif.com, proud travel partner of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Amp up your at-home 2021 finals experience thanks to the Rabbitohs and What If. each week of the finals, we'll be giving away one major prize, including a $250 What If voucher, a $200 food and beverage package, and a 2021 signed jersey. Plus, $50 What If vouchers to 5 runners-up. Enter now at rabbitohs.com.au/whatif-finals. For the 4th year straight, South Sydney have qualified for a preliminary final. The past 3 years have seen South Sydney bow out 1 game short of the grand final. However, in each of those years, the Rabbitohs haven't had the luxury of enjoying the second week of semi-finals football off. Time will tell what the break will do for South Sydney. Manly certainly rediscovered their mojo last week after losing to a perfect storm the week before. Desi's Eagles wasted no time putting the Roosters to the sword, running in 7 tries to 1 to put their finals campaign back on track, sending an ominous warning to the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the rest of the competition. Not since round 4 2019 have Manly beaten South Sydney, with the Rabbitohs streak now sitting at 4 on the trot. To add further insult to injury is the fact that it was South Sydney who ended Manly's last finals campaign back in 2019 with a 34-26 victory. Rugby League's version of Hollywood will be on show in Brisbane when 2 of the game's greatest coaches ride into town. With a coaching career spanning from 2004 to now, Hasler's wins percentage sits at a healthy 57.5% win record, with 2 premierships to his name. Wayne Bennett's coaching career started back in 1987, while his win percentage sits at 61.9% along with 6 premierships in the bank. Adam Reynolds has built on his many attributes, one of those being his ability to ice conversions under pressure. However, Manly's Ruben Garrick has proved himself to be the second coming of El Mazari, kicking 119 goals with 21 tries to boot to become 2021's highest point scorer. Remember, members get 15% off select hotels through whatif.com/Rabbitohs. Use promo code Rabbitohs15 to enjoy these exclusive benefits.
Over the past few seasons, the South versus Panthers rivalry has been brewing along quite nicely. And in the first week of the finals, nobody was expecting a South Sydney victory.
Big games are based on moments. If you go back to when we played Penrith last time, for the first 30 minutes, I thought we were playing the exact type of footy that we wanted to play.
Gagai, yes, he's going to score the try. Kalawamatangi, Mitchell.
Discipline came into play at the back end of that half, and it sort of led them back in the game.
Hands Martin, Momorovsky, chips over the top. No way!
You just can't let your foot off the throat and let them back in the game, because they've got strike all over the park as they've shown.
After just 5 NRL games, the responsibility of donning the number 1 jersey would fall on young Blake Taff.
It's pretty surreal. I look around the spine and you see the likes of Cody Walker, Adam Reynolds, Damien Cook, Benji Marshall, Cam Murray. There's so many good players in this side, and I just feel like, I don't really know what I feel actually.
Serious kicking, he'll probably target you if you are back there. You up for that challenge?
Oh, well, I've been playing fullback my whole life, so if he kicks bombs, I'm sure he will, but if he does, then I'm ready for the challenge.
Taff wasn't the only one in the media that week, with a fired-up Wayne Bennett refusing to hold back.
The bottom line is we haven't been able to get near Nathan and his kicks. Our kick chases are getting blocked by illegal blockers. So, they would say, well, they're just going on a kick chase. They're not going on a kick chase. They're moving sideways and they're moving backwards and they're making contacts with shoulders and hands. And I'll finish it off by saying, from a very, very reliable source, they practice it at training. So it's a tactic that they use.
Wayne's response was just pure Wayne. So good. It was sharp and the wit, and I think it's the most animated I've seen him actually in an interview.
He took all the focus off, South's losing 2 games to Penrith this year, and Latrell being out, and Taff only playing a couple of games, and the media saying that Taff wouldn't handle Cleary's kicking game, and it all just became about the blockers. It's why people want Wayne to be their coach. He's so good at handling these situations and keeping the pressure off the team, and getting them focused at the right time of the year.
Cody, are you nervous, excited? What are the emotions ahead of such a big game?
Yeah, I'm obviously very excited. We've prepared really well for this game, and we understand the areas that we need to improve from last game. So we're up for a great game, I think.
Wayne, plenty of big game players in your side. Why are you confident you can get the job done tonight?
Oh, mainly because of our form. Virtually all season we had a couple of bad games, but outside of that we've been pretty good. And that's pretty important at this time of the year.
Both clubs quite vocal this week. We've certainly enjoyed the extra hype. Do you enjoy it as much as we do?
I like all to the theatre. It makes it a great game.
Go, lads.
Them eclipse their record of 21 in a season, but more important, a win tonight takes you to a preliminary final. Cleary then putting a grubber kick in. It might be too heavy. Oh, yes, it might be a try. In fact, looks like he's touched it down.
I was very, extremely nervous to start the game. It just kind of seemed like it wasn't going to be our night.
Gagai, and Dane's gone through. Walker's there supporting, and he puts it over the line for a final try. Out from dummy half to Reynolds. Reynolds has got a choice. Taft got it away. Paulo scores the try.
They just kept playing. They didn't fade away. They didn't have any moments of where they, fell asleep or they hung their heads. Just didn't happen. They played the full 80 minutes.
And they put him into touch.
Brilliant defence. Brilliant defence.
Campbell Graham, I thought, was one of our best. His defence was just so spot on.
Our right side defence, our left side defence, and look, our forwards were just we're just on fire.
Let's go! Keep it push! Keep it push going!
The media had written them off, and that played into our hands. I think it certainly played into our hands with the Blake Taff. How's he going to handle the high balls? How's he going to handle Cleary's big bombs?
Towards the uprights and flying through is Crichton.
Catch of the game. You can see Crichton coming, and you know how high he can leap. And the youngster went up, kept his eyes on the ball, came down with the prize.
That really was the game on the line for us then, because if Crichton had caught it, they were in for sure. And even if Taff was forced back in goal, we would have had to defend again. And he did such a great job, went up so confidently and just nailed it.
Cleary behind kick out. Luai, Burton can't get rid of the ball, no support. Tackle by Graham, knock on by Luai, a dummy half.
Everybody up.
Well, this is incredible. The Rabbitohs, look at the fans go up, and I can imagine in lounge rooms all over New South Wales, South Sydney fans will be cheering on this famous victory. The coach never gave up, nor did his players.
And there's the finishing post. The Rabbitohs have pulled off a big win. Haven't beaten the Panthers once in their last 5 encounters. 16-10 in favour of South Sydney, the pride of the league.
South fans and members here in Townsville, what a win. Buzzing for our lads. Worked hard tonight. Went through the process and we got there, so see you at the prelim. Go the Bunnies.
When you're one win away from a grand final, that must feel pretty good as well, considering the ups and downs of this season.
Yeah, I feel pretty good tonight. I just feel good with their effort and what they did. And Penrith's a top team, there's no doubt about that. And we had to stand up to them, we knew that. And from the 50-odd point defeat at Dubbo, it's a real credit to them where they've come. So to be able to turn this around here tonight.
And now we find ourselves 80 minutes away from a grand final berth against a Sea Eagles outfit that's soaring high.
Yeah, I think it'll be an exciting game. Two very attack-orientated football teams. So I think it'll come down to just who can defend better, basically, and who can stop the other strike players.
It'll be fresh in a lot of those guys' heads that look, it's been that many years where we, 3 years in the prelims that lost at the last hurdle. They'll make sure that that's not going to happen.
You can't change the past, you can only shape the future. So what we've done since last year is just worked out where we need to get better, improve in areas that we know we can.
This week for me is not about the grand final. We've got to win this game first. So I think Manly have been in pretty good form. They had a bit of a setback against Melbourne, but they've been one of the form teams of the competition, and we're going to have to play our best to beat them.
It's certainly going to be a tough game. We know we're going to be up for a tough challenge, but it's one we're looking forward to.
This is different. The formula is different, to get us where we are now. So let's bring it on.